very new, very raw, and very different from all your usual big team vloggers. And it's the big team vloggers who know fuck all.
Hello and welcome to the Football Vloggers podcast. We've got a new guest in tonight, and we've got a couple of lads from Scotland. We'll just go through everybody. We've got Ben Codvlog, say hello.
Hello, Lee.
We've got Mark, who's from a Newport County fan. Say hi to everyone. Mark.
Good evening.
Hello. We've got Jake, who's Sheffield Wednesday.
Evening, how we all doing?
Fraser, who's Dundee.
Hello.
And Bogsy with Motherwell.
All right, lads.
How do we all go on the weekend, lads?
Unbeaten for another week. Fantastic.
Wow, okay.
We won. No.
What was your score? What was the score?
1-0 against. We beat 1-0. Who scored? Psycho Jane scored for us.
Psycho who? Is that his actual name?
Psycho Jane. Yeah, it is his name. It's a real name as well. He's on loan from Bristol City, I think. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Jesus, you can tell you live in Wales, Mark, with these delayed reactions. It takes you about 3 hours to get there.
When Man called, he wants his cave back.
Ah.
I actually live in Cheltenham. I will make an apology. I'm currently sat in a basement.
Okay. Sat in a basement. What are you doing in a basement?
Kidnapped, of course.
Yeah.
Kidnapped. Right. So, well, Fraser, Dundee, how do they go on?
Well,
Less
the
said the
basement.
better, really.
Well,
Less said the better.
Oh,
Got
sorry,
beat
sorry.
6-2 on the opening day of the season on Friday night. So
oh no. Oh dear. Right, that's not good. That's not good to hear. Jake, you did okay.
We
Your
got
team?
a win and it's getting a little bit warmer at the bottom of the table now. We're pushing up 2 more wins and we're on 0 points.
Wow.
So we're having a really good start considering what we've had up against us. So I'll be happy once we've got to 0 and then we can properly push on.
Okay, very good, very good. You are doing quite well, and people that have got a bet on you. Apparently, people on this, even on this channel, have got a bet on you to be relegated. So you're basically saying up yours to them, then.
Pretty much, yeah.
We're going to get out. We're going to get out of it. Ben Cosvlogs.
Hey, mate.
Tell us about
yeah.
Fleetwood.
It was one of those games, really, mate, where it was a draw. We drew 0-0, and I thought Lincoln deserved to win the game, but I'm actually very happy with the result because a couple of weeks ago we probably would have lost that game 1-0 or 2-1, where we start off poor and we're losing it in the last minute of games. So we got a first clean sheet of the season, which is a positive against a top side. 4 points out of first and second as it sat before we started the games on Friday night. Very happy with that. We're going to a tough game against Accrington on Tuesday, then Gillingham on Saturday, as you boys found out a couple of weeks ago when you played, and unfortunately came away with nothing there. But it's going to be a tough game, the physical, and it's going to be a very interesting week.
Wow. Okay. Very interesting. Well, we actually stopped the rot, which was good. We stopped the rot. We got a draw. Came back as well from a goal down, which we haven't been able to do so far all season. So should have won really, but at least we got a draw. So we'll see how we go on with Charlton. We're actually I've actually changed the thumbnail to my watch along to "We watch the games so you don't have to." I'm thinking of having some T-shirts made with the same thing because people actually paid us on Saturday. They actually give us a super chat because they didn't want to watch the game, so they watched us instead. So
Jesus.
that's how
Again,
bad it is.
You hear about Newcastle fans. They didn't pay the 15 quid. They raised 16 grand for charity and gave it to local food charities. So instead of paying the 15 quid to pay the stupid price that the Premiership are doing, they instead gave it to charity instead. Which
that's I think one thing as well. I don't know if you've noticed it, guys. I only found this out yesterday. they're actually showing the PPV games in pubs.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so you don't
Pubs,
have to actually pay for the game, which I
it's
thought it'd be kind of like an iFollow situation, where you have to pay £10 and they can't show it. I know Lee was explaining last weekend about the Armfield Club can't show the Blackpool games, and I thought it'd be kind of like that, where where you have to pay for it, so you can't really show it. And even though I thought it was on Sky Sports box office, but they do show kind of those like boxing fights that are on there where you have to pay. They do show them, so I can kind of see how they're showing it really.
Very interesting. I mean, we lost iFollow with about 10 minutes to go, and everybody just lost it for about 7 minutes, so which was a bit weird. iFollow to me just seems totally. It's just a very poor product. So I don't think it's worth a tenner for the one camera view and all the rest of it. I just think it's very poor.
It goes towards my football club though, Lee. So if I'm
It does.
honest,
No, I
it
get.
helps my
I get
club
that.
out. I'm watching the game. We're lucky compared to what non-league clubs have. So if you look what they have, it's awful. It lags completely. My iFollow, I've only ever had one problem last week, and that was when it was on Sky, and obviously more people wanting to watch it. So I can kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. They're doing the best, and if you would have asked me in April, May time, would you accept watching it on an iFollow that lags now and again for a tenner every away game? Would I take it? Of course I would, because it's football and it's helping my football club out.
Exactly. Yeah. It's something cheap. I think like 100% of the profit of it go to the club, and it's not
80%. It's 80%.
80%.
So, and I think the first 500 or something like that, or a percentage is given to the other team. So if I buy through Fleetwood will get a bit of that money, a bit like when you buy a ticket through your club. So Lee might back me up on this. When Blackpool used to do protests, one of my teachers at school said, I used to go, so how do you do your tickets then without giving money to your owners? And you did pay on the day, didn't you? So, because if you pay on the day at a ground, it all goes to the home club. Where if you buy through your club, I think it's something like £2 or 10% goes to the home club. So that's why kind of a lot of problem with teams with a bad ownership buy on the day, so they're not giving money to their owners.
Yeah.
Right.
Fair enough.
There's a Football Prime Gingers here. I'm going to put this comment up for the Scottish boys to start off with. It says, this weekend for Celtic was terrible. Starts for the Old Firm. No shots on goal. Terrible performance. And it says it all when the centre-back scored both goals. Much as it hurts to say, it could be Rangers' year. What do you think about that, guys?
Do you want to take this first, Fraser?
I'll go for it. I mean, with all the COVID cases that Celtic have got, they had to field a very secondary team, let's say. Rangers took advantage of that and, made them pay, really, offensively and defensively. And then Connor Goldson, as football playing ginger, love it, mate. Centre-back taking both goals. They were both good goals, to be fair, so...
I don't know. The first goal, I thought the keeper could have done a lot better. I'm still not sold on Barkas. I think he's very much a downgrade on Fraser Forster. But, I think he was at fault for the goal. And also, Shane Duffy should have marked his man better. And then for the second goal, I mean, it was a great goal. I thought Golson was unlucky not to have got it the first time, but he got the rebound the second time in. But I thought Rangers fully deserved the 3 points. And I think even if it was a full strength Celtic side, I think Rangers would have won the game.
I think with the Old Firm games, the more recent Old Firm games, Rangers are actually becoming a lot more competitive, as you're saying, Gogsy.
Mm-hmm.
So, it probably would have been a more evenly matched game.
Definitely. Yes.
So how are you fancying Rangers this year for the title then? Do you reckon?
No, still no. Because Rangers always bottle it after Christmas.
Yeah, we've seen that last season. Rangers win the Old Firm closest to the new year, and they think, we're going to stop it this year, and then Celtic pull out the stops to claw back.
Same thing we do after Christmas. We have a hangover, so it just seems like they can't.
The thing is, though, Celtic have been very unconvincing in winning games this year, whereas Rangers are still playing the best football. They're the only team in the league that I would say is playing football.
Know the Celtics last season or season before, they seem like they've been found out and they've just not added enough quality.
100%. It's a bit like City were a couple of years ago, when Spurs as well, another example, when Spurs, you looked at the squad and you thought, the 11 is quality. Kane, Dembele, Sissoko were in the midfield. And then you thought, right, how can we add to that squad without spending 78 millions of pounds? And I think that's what Celtic have struggled with. Like, Rangers seem to have depth in every area, and they just wanted the game more. Obviously, I watched a bit of it. I went on to Gogsy's live stream, and I just thought from the second half that I watched a bit of, it was all of a sudden Morelos was getting in the heads of the Scottish back four. Morelos, can't pronounce it.
Morelos.
Morelos. Well, I
Alfredo.
apologise, guys. I apologise. But I thought he was terrific in what he did. And they had a game plan. It worked. And again, I'm a big fan of what Gerrard's done there. And he's made them kind of like, right, they've won, what, nine in a row, coming up to 10 in a row if they win it this year. We don't want that happening. We can't let that happen. And they look like, I think this is the best chance they could have. But Celtic are no mean feat. And whereas Rangers might win 4-0, Rangers might win by 3s and 4s and maybe lose the odd week. Celtic go about the business a little bit quiet and win 1s and 2s. And it'll be a very difficult season for both of them this year, I think. And I just tip Celtic.
I think since Steven Gerrard's taken over, he's certainly made Rangers more competitive when it comes to the league. But Steven Gerrard is not a great manager. He's a good manager, but he won't be great until he wins something.
100%. And he's one of those managers that he's played at the highest level, and he knows how to monitor bodies, how to manage, and he's had disappointment in his career. So he kind of knows if you do like
talking about that though.
Go on.
See, talking about like Gerrard and him playing at the highest level, you've had like Paul Scholes, who obviously was at Oldham, did awfully, and now put himself up front for Salford, lost his first game. In comparison, he did fantastically, I would say. Definitely done fantastically. But with that as well, you've got the Champions League coming up and the Europa League. COVID could affect these players, which could affect, obviously, the title race as well. So it's got to be interesting how all this pans out.
It looks like, Barton said it before, it looks like everyone in the league will have it at some point. So it's kind of like who's going to be out on what days, and it's like a lucky dip. Whereas a couple of Fleetwood players had it, the club never reported it. The club never, and I don't know what's going on with testing because I heard League 2 and League 1 clubs weren't tested, but some are. So I think we are, because Morris and Ross are apparently tested positive for it. And I think I spoke, Sharky came on here a few weeks ago. Spurs offered to pay for Orient's testing, but Newcastle wouldn't pay for your testing, which I think is bad in a way where, well, they could mess themselves up there if one of your players had it. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets it and when. We were without one of our best players for it, and one was already injured in Rossiter. But with Europe coming up, it seems when teams play in the international break, this seems to be a bit like a spike. If you've noticed, obviously Ronaldo got it. That would have been a bit of a blow for Wolves, because pretty much the whole Wolves.
This is the issue with the European League.
Yeah,
with the Europa League coming into play.
100%, because teams are going to be playing. Issues. Yeah, teams are going to be kind of flying everywhere, and
it's going to be even more. It's going to be even more difficult now because of how they've had to congest the fixtures. So usually they'd have the European fixtures every second week, but they're going to be every week basically.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because isn't it every week for the first 3 weeks?
Here's a question. I've got a question.
There's a couple of weeks break, isn't there? There's a couple of weeks break. So, sorry, Mark. Go on. You go on, mate.
Right. So obviously, if teams have to stop their games because of coronavirus, do you think there should be a punishment for that if fixtures get too congested and games are unable to be played properly?
Absolutely. I mean, it's getting to the point now.
Do you want to expand on that?
Yeah, it's getting to the point now where we're going to have to start looking at expanding the current season if it gets any more serious. Why not? I know it may not be a popular opinion, but I think by the time it gets to Christmas and say, for example, my team Motherwell have been affected twice now in the last 3 weeks. We had Kilmarnock first and now St Mirren. have both called off games, and they were very late in the day to say, "Oh well, we can't have the game on now because we've got X, Y, and Z basically taking COVID." Why not dip into their youth academies, get their best players, field them? And I'm saying this now. If it happened to Motherwell, I'd be saying the exact same thing, because it's getting to the point now where we may not see just a May finish to our season. It may go even into June, July, August, and that'll overspill past the Euros as well.
Can I just ask, if you had, say, so for last year, there's a couple of clubs lower down in the divisions were having to play kind of a lot of kids, where they were like 7 or 8 injuries. If you had 11 injuries, you wouldn't postpone the game, would you? And I know it's illness, and I know it's obviously this pandemic at the moment. No. But for me, play your youngsters, because honestly, Fleetwood had to do it early on in the season when we didn't have the bodies in. And again, we kept it quiet and we let them isolate at home, which I thought we dealt with fantastically well. And I agree with Gogsy. Go into that youth product, because again, you're getting 2 birds with 1 stone. And even if you lose a game, they're going to gain experience. You know what I mean? But again, it's going to be a weird time for everyone right now. The Championship and the Premier League clubs can test because they've got money. At lower leagues, you know what I mean? Like we're hanging around for every penny right now, and it's difficult time. And I think it's an absolute disgrace going on to the testing that the Premier League this summer spent £1.2 billion in the transfer window. And I know Liverpool spent nearly 100 and Spurs spent nearly 100 and Chelsea spent over 200. And then they put a package for £50 million to the EFL clubs, which would literally be, what, £800,000 each after they go and spend £1.2 billion. It took them 6 months to come up with that. I think it's an absolute disgrace. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on it. I think it's a disgrace. I really do.
Before we go on further, Lee, could you highlight a comment, please? Ryan Dunbar's asked, do you think the lower SPFL leagues have the right idea of a shorter season?
Let me just have a look. Ryan said it.
Yeah, Ryan Dunbar's question about a shorter season. Because I think they've got a really good idea of doing that, even though it's going to cost money for income, etc. But I think what they should have done in the top flight of Scottish football, we've got a split after 33 games, right, where there's 2 sides of each league, and they basically play each other for another 5 games. They should just disband that for this season. I think they should remove any chance for any extra fixtures, because they're just in danger of not being able to be played.
Yeah. So would you say cup games might be worth not even doing this season?
Yeah.
For example, you can't stop the Carabao Cup in England, in my opinion, right now. But cups that haven't started, you maybe called like the FA Cup in England. I'm not sure how it is in Scotland.
That's the thing. I'd rather the FA Cup went on because it'll help lower league than kill the Carabao Cup.
Well, but they've already done some stuff.
Cups already get going.
They've already had some stuff up here with the Betfred Cup. We've had 2 games being forfeited because of the virus, because teams just can't fulfill fixtures. And what they should have done, because we've got a group stage of 4 games or 4 rounds of fixtures in each group stage, basically what we should have done is just say, fuck it, let's just do a complete knockout and have, like, say, the first 2 leagues, the 3rd and 4th tiers being entered into the first round, then the 2nd tier entered in 2nd round, and then Premiership entered 3rd round or something like that. Something along those lines, because they're not going to have...
Personally, in our league...
Go on, Mark.
Sorry, go on.
Hey?
What?
Personally, in our league, I think what we should do is not do the EFL Trophy this season, because we're not... Listen, right, Carabao Cup, we get a bit of money from it. We get more people watching the games. FA Cup, we're making money from it. If we win a game in the EFL Trophy, it's 10k. That's all it is. Against a youth side from the Premier League. And what I will say about that as well, playing a youth side from the Premier League, these Premier League clubs, what was happening the other week with last week with the project Big Picture, They didn't want to play the Carabao Cup, but suddenly, if you don't want to play the Carabao Cup, why should you be playing in the AFL Trophy?
You've got a
So
point
that's what
there.
I don't get.
Look,
Shouldn't be
the
playing
thing
the AFL Trophy this season.
I wouldn't disband any cup trophies at all this season because that's X amount of money that a club requires. For example, even if you play one game, you get X amount of income, and that's expected income for, say, a fourth tier side because you're expecting at least one game, and say ticket sales will be split for that, even if it's just online streaming. You're required that income. And if you didn't get that income, that's you closer to the brink of potential.
But I'm not going to lie to you. People don't want to watch the EFL Trophy. People don't want to watch the EFL Trophy. So,
but some games have to be.
When people don't want to watch the EFL Trophy, they're not going to pay for the streams. We weren't getting any revenue really from it because there's low attendances in the games alone. So less people are going to be interested to sit indoors and watch it on TV for a tenner when a ticket for the EFL Trophy games are about £3 to £5. These games, we have to pay money to put them ahead as well. It's just not ideal. It is. Plus, if we have to travel, if our players have to travel, say if we travel to, I know it's local, to Cheltenham or Screen, or one of our players coronavirus on that day, that's an even bigger issue. And it's for a cup that, I'm sorry, but no one really cares about. I mean, get rid of it for this season and let us just carry on with the next season.
But that's like also the reason why up in Scotland we've scrapped the Challenge Cup, because I mean that obviously incorporates potentially teams from England, Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, and Wales. So obviously, like they're probably looking at that aspect of it. You know, like coming out of like Wrexham, for example, coming up to play fucking Elgin City. Which could happen in that competition, but obviously, like the SFA have said, what's the actual point? Let's just scrap it, because I mean the clubs are still the clubs that compete in the Challenge Cup, bar the clubs from England, Wales, Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, are still gaining income through the League Cup and the Scottish Cup. So
it's sounding like once again Scotland have got it right and England have messed it up again.
I wouldn't say they've necessarily got it right.
It sounds a lot better than it is down here.
I don't think anyone's got this situation.
Us in a slot.
But if you were to say you've got this situation right, there'd be absolutely no COVID cases.
I mean, I'm like cancelling cups when there's no point in being playing no cups, if that makes sense.
Well, that's just one cup out of two major cups. Yeah,
true.
Two other major cups as well. So yeah, 2 out of 3 will still be run.
It's all about money, though, isn't it? It's those cups, those cups for some clubs, they depend on it. It's like we've had it.
Yeah, the non-leagues do. The non-leagues really depend on the FA Cup, don't they?
The FA Cup is huge. That's the difference between staying afloat or maybe being able to increase capacity to get more fans in when they're allowed to get more fans in, if that makes sense. So
when we had the FA Cup we had, that saved our club.
Yeah.
But like with the Challenge Cup, for example, obviously you've got like the Premiership teams don't compete per se; it's their cult teams. So like they're competing. So like if they got knocked out in the first round by like a proper team, like proper first team, then like they won't be bothering, because obviously their club would still be gaining money. Like if Rangers Colts team got knocked out in the first round, their first team's still going to make money, because they'll get through to a semi-final of the Scottish Cup.
Yeah, makes sense.
100%.
Yeah, somebody's mentioned here, just this Jack Harrison has asked a question. How come Premier League clubs earn billions, but yet the Sunday League, what I play, and don't get any, and we have to pay? What does it pay? Like, does imagine you have to pay.
I think that's a bit extreme, really, because you're paying for kind of your referees and stuff. So I don't think you can blame the Premier League for Sunday League, but I think the non-leagues that kind of have to pay players, that I don't think it's fairly distributed from the Championship down. Because if you look at all the games, it's out the Sky release the games today. There's only a couple that aren't the Championship. Guess when they are? when the Championship aren't playing. And the games are, by the way, ironically, Salford against Bolton. Oh, yep. Bolton, massive club for the League Two.
That Salford versus Bolton game.
Against Gary
baffles
Neville,
me. Honestly, baffles me.
Who worked for Sky. And then I've no problem with the Class of 92. Just want to say that before I get into this. And then Plymouth against Portsmouth. Yeah, all right, that's a derby. But again, two fairly big clubs. It's like, well, look at the games that were on Sky last few weeks when Fleetwood played really well, and everyone's saying, "Oh, can you show League One more?" And it's not shown enough in a good light. The only chance we get to watch League Two is when a team goes on the cup run, which it feels like we see Newport every year in the cup because they always seem to just smash it in the cups, don't they, Mark? Where they always seem to do an underdog story where they beat Leicester a few years ago. They should have beaten Newcastle. They beat Watford.
Thing is. Yeah, what I think it is as well, my big issue with all this, and I put this on my story earlier on Instagram, that, right, so we got Bolton, Salford 11th, right? Okay, both pretty good sides in terms of money, and Bolton obviously were a big side. But look at it, look up higher in the league. We got Harrogate, who's just come up from non-league, right? They're absolutely, look at what they could do with that money. And same with Morecambe. Even us. I mean, I'm not saying put Newport on TV. I'm on TV who are doing really well right now. Put them on the telly.
But Sky don't think about that. They think of the draw. What's going to get more views? Morecambe against Newport or Salford against Bolton? You know what I mean? That's all they think. Like, so you wouldn't do a video, Mark, on, say, those two teams, or you'd do a video on. So if you were offered, could you go to, say, for example, Morecambe against Harrogate, or you wanted to go to, or a lot of people would pick a big Championship game over a small League Two game. I know a lot of us would rather go and support.
I totally agree with you.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
get what you mean.
But like YouTubers, think for example, they're only going to think, oh, what sort of game going to think of my channel? I'm not going to mention names, but you know what I mean? They'll go to the bigger games they can do. Instead of YouTubers that will go for the non-league and the love of it. With Sky,
I mean, let's put it this way: you've got certain vloggers now, right, who are streaming games, not streaming their own team's games. They're streaming Champions League, Premier League games because they're going to get more views rather than streaming their own team's games. I mean, obviously we won't name names because that's not what we do.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, it's one of those where I watch football, but I want to watch football in a relaxed hour where I'll watch other games, don't get me wrong, on like channels and help people out. But for me, I'd rather watch my own club than, say, Man City or, you know what I mean? And I'd rather do it that way. But unfortunately, Sky or BT are good in one way with what they've done. When we spoke to Matt a couple of weeks ago about it, they've televised at least one of every non-league club's games up until November. So I don't know what the fee is in the non-league. I think it's 150, 200,000 on Sky for the Football League team. But I guess it might be about half of that or 3/4 of that. So at least some teams will get £100,000 for being on Sky. So it's really good for them.
It is. It's, well, at the end of the day, it's market forces, isn't it? I mean, a lot more people are going to watch Liverpool United than, you know, Blackpool versus Crewe, aren't they? You know what I mean? That's just, you know, those are the games that Sky want to put on. But I still think it's a very poor product at the moment. Whatever you watch on Sky, you know, without the crowds, it's not the same. I mean, I've watched the England games. There were nothing like with it, you know, just nothing exciting like it is if you're watching it with a crowd. For me,
watching Celtic and Rangers was really weird without there being a crowd, because Celtic and Rangers are big fan-orientated derbies as well. Like it's a derby. It was really weird. Yeah. It was very weird.
Yeah. So did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Did you watch? And what did you think?
It's quite refreshing, actually.
Yeah.
Watching an old film with no sectarian singing.
Yeah. But did you find it was as exciting without the crowd?
I think it would have pushed Celtic more with a crowd. Knowing that they've gone down, it would have given that kind of the fans on the back. But I think that's the thing that's missing. When teams are not doing well, the fans will either pick them up or tear them down, and they isn't that now.
I think in
No.
an old firm, and an old firm especially, I mean, like the crowd means more than like the players. Like,
Yeah.
you could have like over 65s Celtic versus Rangers, but as long as like the supporters were there, they still make that a brilliant thing. They still make a
This
big
the
deal out
thing.
of the youth football when it comes to Old Firm.
Ryan's,
Yeah, this is the thing,
Ryan's
it's like,
saying how many times
when
have
I
rated Scottish
was-
Sorry, go on. Yeah, carry on.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, when the cup run, it'd been great if we had fans there. We played a Welsh derby against Swansea, played Watford, we played Newcastle. Right, my Newcastle fan, we were excited. We're so excited. But then, obviously, no one can go, and the players, they really do sometimes rely on the fans. And Ronnie Prade would have been absolutely buzzing with a load of fans there watching us play Newcastle. It would have been absolutely incredible. Like fans, obviously, all this has proven COVID to me is are vital.
Yeah. It just doesn't. It's just not the same without fans. It's just not the same. I just wonder what the viewing figures are on Sky. Now for these games without fans. I mean, you would watch. I mean, my dad would watch any football that was on TV. It didn't matter if it was something in Ireland or anything. He'd just watch whatever was on all the time. But I know a lot of people who are not fans of United and Liverpool will just tune into those big matches, but they don't seem as big anymore. So I'm wondering whether they're picking up the random fan that will watch United versus Liverpool because the atmosphere and everything else, it's not there. Obviously, United and Liverpool fans will watch it, but will casuals watch it? Do you think if it's like a training game to me? It doesn't look the same in any way to me.
I think they're watching it purely because of the sense that there is like they can't go to watch their own team. I mean, I really want to know how many people. I mean, fair enough, it was the first game of the Scottish Championship season. How many neutrals watched the Hearts Dundee game? Aside, obviously from the Hearts supporters and the Dundee supporters, because I can imagine people in Scotland would just genuinely watch that because it's Scottish football and it's on telly.
Yeah. All right.
100%. Like, it's very good to see those figures, what they are now and what they were before. But I don't think they would have dropped at all because people want to watch football and people do enjoy watching football. And for me, I love fans being there, but I don't care. I just want to watch football. I'm a football fan. I'm mad on football. And again, unfortunately, fans can't be there, but I'm taking the positives. I can hear what the players are saying on the pitch, what managers are saying, and we're getting more goals. So see a positive in it, really, and at least get to watch football.
Yeah, there's something there, but I think the worst bit with no fans, you feel so for the smaller clubs, the lower league club, because any club that's Premiership, they've got all the rights, they've got all the TV money, they're going to be fine. It's the smaller clubs that need it, where you need to start pushing money that way than to the bigger clubs. And the bigger club basically taking more responsibility and go, look, we're the bigger clubs. We need to protect the grassroots level, the league below, or we're going to lose it. Because the amount of Premiership teams get lower league players and then come into their academy and then go on to go really well. It's one of those kind of things where without lower league, you may not get certain players get that chance. It could be gone. But it's also vice versa when you get, say, an academy player that's not made it at a Premiership club and he moves down to a lower league club and he can work his way back up. And it's nice to see that story as well. So it's a strange one because I would love to see the Premiership give more money, but they're obviously not going to do that. They've basically said that's not what they want to do. It's split, and that's the whole situation. And until someone actually puts the foot down and say, right, you need to start sharing it a bit more, especially the ones that are making loads, we're going to have an effect where clubs are just slowly going to go if we don't find a way of getting fans back into the game to help support it. I follow good and all, but then you're thinking they're losing money on catering. All of it goes back into the clubs. if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, match day sales form a big part of any club's revenue from stuff they sell in the club shop when people are, going down on a match day and, like you say, pies and beers and drinks and, all that sort of stuff. It's all money that the clubs are losing. And but the trouble is, do we see us going back to football anytime soon?
Oh,
No.
okay, no chance.
Yeah,
So
look
do
at
we
the
think next
statistics
year,
here.
this season? What do we reckon?
Not
Look at
this
some-
season.
This
It's not-
season, no chance.
It's not going to be this season at all.
I'm gutted because I've got tickets for the Euros and I won't be able to go.
Earliest, I think it'll be either next season, possibly a bit later than that. It all depends. It all depends if it starts going down. That's the problem. At the moment, it starts going down. They start thinking they can start get something. I hate to say the word normality because there's no such thing anymore. But a bit of normality, it's not going to happen. So until the government can say what they can do, because that's the thing, we're stuck by what the government is saying. Whatever the government says, we can't just then let fans in. Yeah, clubs can do it sometimes, but then they have to then put whatever staff on place to protect certain things and stuff. In America, I watched NFL yesterday. They let 500 in, and they had to be in the certain bubbles to do it. But the thing with the NFL, the massive stadium, so you can have that bit where you're further away. You're not close. Non-league or League One, League Two, the small grounds. That's impossible to do. You would find it very, very difficult. And I think
but non-league football is on, isn't it? They're allowing 400 in, aren't they? I think into non-league.
Why is that allowed though?
I don't know.
Because they need the money, I suppose.
There's
That's
no
one of the
social
things.
distancing on your videos, by the way, Lee. When I see it, no,
they don't have to. But they don't have to. They can only advise it. No, they can only advise that you social distance. They have to put up various signs, and they have to put, they have to make the little, the markings on the floor. But if people don't adhere to it, they're not required to police it.
Really?
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not required to police it. They can only advise that you social distance and all the rest of it. But no, they can't police it. It's impossible to police, really, I suppose.
So go on, let's have a deep dive into how everyone's team did at the weekend, because I'm a happy man. Happy man
well, should we leave you to last, or should we leave the joy till the end, or should we kind of do you first? And where do you want to go? Does anybody want to take first on how their team went on?
I'll go.
I'll
first
go.
if you want.
I'll
I'll
go
go front.
Go on then. Fraz, you go.
Let's go get it all done with.
Go on.
No, you go, Fraz, mate. I interrupted you last week, and you got interrupted about 55 times on the old show, so you deserve your limelight.
Cheers, pal. Opened the championship season with a 6-2 defeat to the team that we expect to win the league, Hearts. I thought for the most part of the second half, we could definitely got something, but definitely 6-2. You can't really complain. It's Hearts. They did deserve it. Charlie Adam also opened his account for Dundee.
Good goal, that wasn't it?
It was a very good goal.
So I think when I saw the stream when we played Brora, and he was good, and then obviously if he can do that against the team that we expect to win the league, then I think he's going to be a brilliant player for Dundee. He just commanded that midfield.
How old is he now?
About 34, 35.
33.
33.
33.
He's been around forever.
So very much looking forward to seeing how him and Graham Dorrans, of course, an ex-Premier League player, does.
West Brom.
Yeah.
So, got to be 6-2, but onwards and upwards there.
Yes, it can only get hopefully it can only get better from there, can't it? Was it a total surprise result that for you? Just unexpected, or how had your pre-season gone?
It was an alright pre-season. We remained undefeated, and then we came in only played one competitive game before it. But I didn't expect it to be 6-2. I expected Hearts to win, and me and my dad were saying anything, a draw would be a bonus. We expected to get beat, but 6-2. They sussed us out in that first half. We did play poorly in the first half. We set up completely wrong. They countered on it.
Yeah.
Go again.
Oh well. So we'll move on to Gogsy then. We'll stick with Scotland. You're a bit happier.
Well, our game was called off on Saturday at 12, which was not ideal. So didn't have a game again. Hopefully this week against Ross County it'll be different, and we'll actually have our first game in a month. But
First game in a month.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's been a bit of shite for
Your team hasn't been affected, has it, by COVID, or has it been affected? Is it
Not
the teams you're
yet.
playing? The teams you're playing?
We've not had anyone like completely affected by COVID, but I mean, I reckon there will be a team where we will be one of the teams that does eventually get affected by COVID. But as of now, we've done everything to the book, and I think we're one of very few teams that actually has been completely professional about this whole bubble thing, and we've had rumours of other teams such as Kilmarnock going out for poker night or whatever, and we're actually just sticking to the by the book, and that's all you can ask for, really.
Yeah.
Right. Go on then, Ben. Cod's Vlogs, tell us about your draw. I thought Lincoln were a pretty decent side actually when we played them. So tell us what you think, because you had a great result the week before against Hull. You smashed them, didn't you? 4-1, and Hull the top of the league. So how was the game?
Yeah, it was 0-0. First clean sheet of the season in the league. Keeper made a couple of good saves, but they're a good side. They defended valiantly, and we had a couple of chances ourselves. 4 points out of the 6 from the top 2, as I alluded to earlier, only conceding 1, scoring 4. I would have taken that all day. 2 tough games coming up now. We've got some promising signs where we had Duffy on the bench the other day. We had Mackay on the bench. Then we've got Finley to come back. We've got Ross to come back. We've got a right back to come into our wingers freed up. So it's positive signs right now. Obviously, you got a good draw as well, Lee, I saw. And I think a lot of Blackpool fans commenting on my video today very negatively. And I don't think it's fair going on to you, because I talked to you before the show. I think it's a work in progress. You're creating chances. I just think you don't think you're scoring goals right now. And it does come where all you need is 1 goal, 1 win, 1-0 victory, scrappy win, and you're off and running. I just think if you find a way to win ugly, you'll get up and running as well. But going back to Fleetwood, good point. We go to Accrington tomorrow. Again, be a very difficult game, and I'm looking forward to it.
Should I do me? I'll do me next. Blackpool were we started off the season and we were sort of attacking teams, and we were creating lots and lots of chances, lots of shots on goals, and we weren't scoring. Now we had, honestly, Crew, they were just camped in, we were just camped in the Crew half for the first half, but hardly got a shot, for all the work we did, passing sideways, backwards. We never really threatened much. Second half, they had 1 attack and scored, and that was it. And then they had another attack pretty much after that where they could have scored again. Actually, they put, the winger pulled a great ball back across, and the centre forward must have been, I don't know, inches away from it. But then again, it was just all Blackpool again, and you just thought, we're never going to, we're just not going to equalise. There's no way we're going to score. And unbelievable, we did get an equaliser, and we just couldn't go on to get the winner. But it's just frustrating at the moment for us. I don't know what the answer is, but we need to find a way to to win games, and we need to find it quick, because we're stuck down just outside the relegation zone on goal difference alone. So not good.
6 games in. 6 games in.
I know it's 6 games in, but games go fast.
Lee, because it's annoying me, because I spoke to. Be positive, because you're 6 games in, you signed 17 players, you let go of 21 players.
Yes.
You haven't got the training ground yet, right?
No.
Your manager's he's not really managing the football either. He's played about 12 games. Give the squad a chance before you judge, because I don't see the point, because we were at door a few weeks ago. I know you've never said Fixture, I have to be fair to you, but you're moaning about it. I just think give him chances. Philosophies are good. Let him work his ways. Give him a bit long. If you're 26 games in and you were bottom 5, I could maybe see, maybe we're looking to someone else. But you're playing good football. You're passing the ball nicely. You are working the spaces, and goals will come. It's not like where Forest didn't look like scoring. You are looking like scoring. And all you need is 1 breakthrough. And teams can't defend for 90 minutes and defend the league, because they physically can't. They'll switch off at one moment in League One. I hate saying this, but I'm saying it because I don't want to come across biased. And I've been doing a lot of research into over the weekend for a new show that I'm doing. But I think you'll be okay. I don't think you'll be
Shameless
in the
plug.
league. But shameless plug, yeah. There we go. Hang on, where is it? I've got a plug somewhere, lad. I've
got it for you, mate. Don't worry.
Gog's got the plug.
Sam Fidge, that's for you, son. No,
I know what you're saying, Ben. I hear what you're saying. I do hear it, but it's unfortunately it's not progressing. But there's a couple of players to come in. Yeah, I'm not critically out yet. I want to give him the chance. I want to give him the chance, but. I think he's got till Christmas to sort of start turning it round, really. At the very latest, if we're not, somewhere mid-table and safe. I mean, I think he will eventually start to change the team and the way we play and get his own way of playing. But at the moment, it's not looking better. It's actually looking worse.
6 games in, Lee.
I know, but it's going.
Yeah, but
worse.
Lee, you're gelling.
To be fair, Lee,
Your players are on 3-year contracts, Lee. They're not going to gel overnight. And I don't.
Yes, I know, but we were playing better, Ben. we kind of, that's what I'm saying. It's not looking any better. It's looking worse, which is just the worry about it. That we seem to be playing. At one time, we were not. The results were not going the way we were playing, but now the results are. We're now playing the way that the results are going, which is the worry. It is the worry.
You play Ipswich, who
I'm a worrier. I'm a worrier.
Lincoln, another good team up there. Plymouth, who come up at the start of the season on a good run. You beat Swindon at home, good result. But going to Crewe, by the way, you picked up 7 points out of the 12 available at home out of 4 away games. Again, good record.
Crewe didn't look very good, I've got to say.
Exactly,
Crewe didn't look very good, which is also worrying.
You've just got to take the small positive. And some games you're not going to play. Fleetwood didn't play
stopped the
well.
rot.
Fleetwood didn't play well Saturday, but we got a point. And 2-3 weeks ago, you would have lost that. If that was a couple of weeks ago, Lee, you would have lost the game. And you need to realise, players don't come in and gel together. I was reading a stat before Holloway, when you went up to the Premier League, which I hate mentioning with all my heart. I think he only got 2 wins out of the first 7 games, or 1 win out of the first 6. How many Fixture got out of the first 6 games, Lee? 1.
Are you sure about that stat, Ben?
Yeah, you do.
We didn't get 1 win out of it.
You drew a lot of games at the start of the season. I think it was Derby County. You drew to QPR, and you went somewhere else in the lot. But you didn't start too well, and you went on a run towards the end of the season. Fleetwood, again last season, went on a run towards the end of last season. Charlton, who were 11th in the table on New Year's Day a couple of years ago, they went up finishing 5th in the table. Again, a run. So your first 6 games do not matter. And for me, I hate saying this, but you've got things in place, and you might not come overnight. You've just got to be patient. And for you, hopefully things come in place sooner rather than later. But I was worried about Fleetwood a couple of weeks ago. Oh, what's going to happen now? Are we going to win a game? But again, something surprises you. All you need, you've got Charlton, who were the lowest goal scorers in the league on Tuesday, and you've got MK Dons, who only won the first game on Saturday, who are playing nice stuff but not winning games. If you get 6 points, Lee, out of there, you're going to come like a peacock next week, thinking absolutely buzzing, you're going to win the league again. So a week in football, you've got Saturday, Tuesday for the foreseeable future.
It could all change. It could all change. I totally agree. It could. I'm just trying to find out these match results. Because I don't remember having such a bad start. In fact, we were right up there, Blackpool, at the start of the season. It was the end of the season.
You do a lot of games. You might have
it all fell apart at the end for Blackpool. We were 8th at Christmas. So
no, not last year, under Holloway.
In the Premier League, yeah, I'm talking. We were 8th.
Premier League, the season that you went up.
Oh, the season we went up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We came at the end. Yes. No, I totally agree. Yes, we did.
The season you went up. So again, Sheffield United had 1 point from the first 4 games. You went up with 100 points 4 years ago.
Yeah, for reminding me of that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Coots, Duffy, Chen, you love it, the dream team.
I shall take your advice to heart and I'll stop being so miserable. You're
a glass half full. Come on, be a bit more like Jane.
I've been told. Jane apparently is the glass half full and I'm the glass half empty. So I do know. Yeah. Right, moving on then. We're going to move on to Mark Newport. Tell us all about it in depth.
Right, so a 1-0 win against Tranmere. This
Which
was
was
massive
good.
because
Mm.
last time we played Tranmere was at the playoff final on my birthday, and we lost in the 119th minute. Absolutely
Unlucky!
heartbreaking. But yeah, so this game against
Too soon?
Tranmere, winning this game against Tranmere was it just felt so good because of what it was. And when Manny Month, a Tranmere defender, absolutely took me on Matt out in the box. Not happy about that. And he assisted our goal. Tranmere got a red card. It was absolutely satisfying. We're second in the league, and I've got a theory that we'll either go up or finish 14th. But either way, I'm happy. We're doing great at the moment. And what will be Stevenage tomorrow. It's exciting.
14th. So there's 24 in the league. So by that reckoning, if I was in that league, Mark, would I finish 25th?
Ooh.
There's a bit of context
No,
there, lad,
no.
by the way.
No.
Ooh, fighting talk.
Oh wait, I'll just cocked onto that.
What chance have we
Getting
got?
called shite by someone who uploads 3 times a year, Marky son.
Oh, let
Gosh.
the games begin.
Ah, blimey.
But before we get into the mad lads,
Diss track
We
coming out
need-
on Monday. Diss track next Monday.
Jake, I think we're just you, aren't we, to
Yeah,
chat about the fortunes of Sheffield Wednesday, who seem to be putting a fight about getting out of the predicament they're in.
Yeah, after the break, we seemed to gel. We signed 2 players on the last day of the transfer window for us. We got Aidan Flint in from Cardiff, and we also got Jack Marriott in from Derby. Flint went straight into the squad, did superb to say he had 1 training session with us, really impressed. And the only downside of that game was that I nearly thought it was going to be one of these games where Wednesday have a habit at the moment of taking so many chances, not burying them, and then we get on the end of defeat. And we hit the crossbar in the first half, went to a great Windass free kick. We peppered them. We kept on trying to get forward, and we're playing some really nice football at the minute. And it's actually interesting seeing how we're playing and seeing Monk finally get a team, players that are his now. Because the problem when Monk came in, none of the players were his. He didn't have his own backroom staff. So he's been able to bring in players he wants. He's managed to get people off the wage bill. He got his backroom staff in, and it's now gelling. We go into the second half, and Patterson, who we've just got from Cardiff again, another Cardiff player. It seems like we're nicking all their players at the minute, who they don't want. At the moment, if they're helping us, I'm not bothered. But does really good well in the penalty box. Does what Patterson does. He kind of does look for it, but the player dangles his leg. He takes it. Bannon sets up for a penalty, scores it, and we win it 1-0. There was a really good last ditching tackle. They got it to 1-1, and it then got ruled off for offside. Thankfully for that didn't happen, because if that did happen, that would have been on the 93rd minute of 96 minutes at a time. As I said before, we are really bad in that position. But we've gone from being -12 to start the season to being -4. We're starting to get a little bit warmer down there. We're starting to get to 0. If we win our next 2 games, Brentford on Wednesday, and I believe it's Luton on Saturday, we're into a positive number on 0, and then we can push on. With the form we're going into this, I'm feeling really positive. And I had a funny feeling this season, it got a little bit of the positivity that had it when we had Carlo coming back in the day. The players that are coming in, we're getting players in got something to prove kind of thing.
Yeah.
We've got a chip on the shoulder. And I like players like that because there's no ego, no baggage. They just want to prove a point. And players like that in a squad can be huge.
It looks like they've got that sort of fighting spirit about them where they're determined to get out of this. And that, they're doing quite well, aren't they, at the moment? Were you saying they will be top of the league on the form at the moment? Or where would you be on a straight
if we
playing
kept
field?
where we are, we would be about, I think, Benjamin Bloom worked out if we keep going at the rate we're going, we'll get about 71 points. So we'll just miss out on playoffs pretty much.
Where would you be now in the league if you hadn't have had your deduction?
At the moment, if you're looking at form chart, we're sixth.
Sixth in the league.
So it's just a shame we started really well.
Yeah.
And yet we can't benefit from it due to what's going on. And we should find out in November time if our point deduction has been upheld or not. Because we have appealed it, so we'll find out more. But to be honest with it, once we get to 0 points, I don't really care what happens with it. We've done the hard bit. We can push on. And
Do you think you will get it overturned?
I don't trust the EFL, so no.
I mean, the amount of clubs that do get the points deduction turned over is like minimal. I mean, Dundee, we went administration. We got 25 points deducted during mid-season. You know, it left us on minus 11. We went on a 23-game unbeaten run.
But why is it 25 points, Fraser? Why 25?
Because we had been in administration before.
Oh, it's like a double whammy then, if you've been in it.
Yeah.
So have you had 12 points deducted one time and then another 25 points, or was it?
No, the first time it was there was no fine, or well, there was fines, but there was no point deduction. And then
did they suspend it?
Yeah, and then the next again time, 25 points deduction. We went 23 games unbeaten, and then it's always the painful thing. If you hadn't been points deducted, where would you be? And if you added the 25 points onto our points total, we'd have been 1 point off winning the league.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
It's that really annoying thing. But I bet you saw it in your players where they had that fight, they had that chip on the shoulder. I was going to say, you've done this to us, right? We're going to prove a point.
Oh yeah, well we had a transfer embargo, so we lost pretty much half our playing squad. We could only bring players in from the youth or trialists. So like by the time that the administrators cleared everybody out, we only had 14 players. So they just kind of went, we're going to play for this club. All 14 are going to play every week. 11 and 3 subs. They're going to play every week, so they know how each other play.
Yeah. How did that actually help your club when it came to like losing some of your youth team players? Did you lose a lot due to people looking at how good they were, or did it actually just keep them looking a bit steady? If that makes sense.
It didn't. Well, I mean, the big name that we had during that period that Dundee were in administration was Lee Griffiths, a very young Lee Griffiths, and Wolves wanted to pay 150,000 for him, which was a large portion of the money that we owed to HMRC. So we let him go. But obviously, like that money, like we couldn't do anything with that money other than pay off HMRC. So
it's one of those interesting ones, isn't it? Where you don't want to sell a player for that little money, but then it's going to help the club, so you've just got to take it. You have no choice.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, Lee Griffiths knew it during that time when he was top scorer when we went into administration and got the points deduction. He knew that if he could continue his form, that would help the club. And he didn't. He initially didn't want to leave, but the club were like, we would love you to stay, but we need to get an amount for you and then sell you.
Yeah, completely understand that. We've had that in the past where we'd had players where we sold them way too cheap and they've gone on to be sell even higher. The problem we got, we still don't learn, and this is like 10 years on, that you have to sell players at the right price and you have to put a sell-on clause on, and we keep mucking up with that.
I wish we put a sell-on clause for Lee Griffiths, or put some clauses on, because he's not playing regularly for Celtic at the moment, but obviously since he's left Dundee, he's become a Scotland international. So I think he's on 25 caps. So, they could have had something with that. But obviously you don't really think about these things when you're in administration. You just think about the money that you're getting there and then.
Yeah, completely understand that one. But yeah, very good weekend. So if we can hopefully pick up 2 wins this week, we'll be on 0 points come next Monday. Fingers crossed.
So are we on now? -4?
-4, yeah.
So you'll be on 2 if you win both games then?
Yeah. I'm going 0. It's easy for my maths.
That would be amazing.
Who do you play?
And what's the next club above you? What's the
Wickham.
We got Brentford and Luton next game, and I'm actually feeling quite confident about playing Brentford. Even though they're still looking good with the player they've got, I think losing Brahima to West Ham will help us a lot, to be honest with you. I don't do names.
Good play that Brahima.
Yeah, tell me about it. We're on a +1 goal difference. We play 5, 1-2, drawn 2, lost 1. So we're doing well, and it's Wickham above us, and then it's Barnsley on 2 points, and Derby and Forest are finally at the bottom.
FIFA Gameplay's with you on that. It says you'll stay up. Big club, he says. Sheffield Wednesday.
He said big club.
Big club.
Big club.
Big club. Yes, big club. But we kind of know what he means. Right. Have we got any other business? Do we want to go to the phone lines?
Can I ask the questions in the absence of the regular?
Yes, you can. Yes, absolutely, you can. So, are we going to invite people and we'll put the?
Is it late? Next week, lads. This might not even be a show. It's only me and Lee left, and I'm wanting a transfer request. Gogsy, sign me up. Get the contract out, and I'll let you know.
Bro, don't worry, I've got it all.
They're all stealing the show. That's great.
Just
right.
our lawyers.
I have put the link in the stream, and the link is there. We're going to take one call at a time, and we're going to have a 2-minute limit on calls. Are we? Is that about 2 or 3 minutes?
5 minutes. Let's see
5
how
minute.
the callers are.
5-minute limit on calls. Obviously, if there's people waiting to come in on that.
Yeah.
We'll fax you down. We'll fax it down to you, Naples.
So we've got Ben Brown coming in here first on. So we'll bring him in.
Yo, hello.
Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello,
right.
Ben.
This is breaking news. I just from Sky Sports. Apparently, 8 positive coronavirus tests. This was like a minute ago.
In where? What league?
Premier League altogether.
Right. Any big names named?
No, they ain't. What's it? They ain't named anyone. They're just saying the whole Premier League. There's been 8 since. When was it? Monday, October the 12th, and Sunday, October the 18th.
So last week. So maybe was there anyone absent on the weekend from Premier League club to get out his lads that was in the squads?
Oh, and he's gone.
Bye,
No, is it? No, he's still here. I think. Is he? Has he got?
Oh, don't know what happened there.
Lee,
Sorry,
get the host out. He's our weekly. 1 minute he's blocking his girlfriend. The next he's getting rid of all the squad one by one, and the next he's deleting the call-ins. Lee, it's time to go.
It's time to go. Right, I do believe that you're going to be asking the questions tonight, Ben. So over to you. First question.
Also, I know it's a Newport.
You're an absolute fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wait.
The first question I've got.
One at a time.
Yeah. So basically, I know we've got a Newport fan in here. How's Robbie Wilmot doing? Because obviously he used to play for Absolute.
Over to you.
I love
Mark.
Robbie Wilmot. He's definitely one of my favourite players. He's been with us for a few years now. Had us first in 2015. It was the team that got us promoted. Last season, he's our best. He's one of the best crosses He has one of the best crosses in the league. Honestly, like Tottenham, cross in the box, assist. Leicester, cross in the box, assist. You name the Premier League club, he's got an assist against them. He is honestly fantastic. He's had a few injuries. I think he's got one at the moment. That's why he's not playing so much. But honestly, out of our squads, there's no one more loyal and willing to play for this club than Roy Wilmot.
He's not going to shag you.
To be fair, Mark, with hair like that, I don't think anybody would shag you.
Personal attack.
He did have a bag. He did have a bag earlier on for that hair, didn't he? I think he did come with some sort of covering thing for that. Right.
He knows it. He deserves it for what he said about me about 3 months ago.
Your apology.
You got a question for our caller in.
Podcast.
Ben, are you on the questions?
Yes, so Ben, I believe you're an Ipswich fan, aren't you?
Yeah, and Punjab.
How did you do at the weekend?
Well, I know there's someone in here called Daniel Seckers who'll be very happy with this because we played his side.
St Albans.
St Albans. We was 2-0 up. and then we go bottle it 3-2.
Oh,
The
no.
thing is, I don't know what our manager's thinking, because we keep changing keepers, we keep changing the squad. Like, I know we've got a big squad, but everyone knows. I think he knows himself that we've got a better keeper. But why are we playing? And he's fit because he played on Tuesday. But I don't understand why he's still rotating and trying to see who the best keeper is, because he's cost us points, our other keeper. But it's just annoying. Plus, and then I had Punjab. I went to that, who played Beckenham Town, one of the top 6 in the league. Lost 7-0.
Ooh, wow.
So, it wasn't a good weekend on the Saturday until Sunday happened. And obviously, Tottenham.
Get
Great
out
result
of
that
it! Get out of it! Get out of it! No!
What happened with Tottenham? Can you fill us in on that, Ben? I don't know.
Well, it happened again. Spurs come out in old-fashioned, and it felt like, Football Manager. Lee, you might not get this because you're more like a soccer manager from the 1930s. Football Manager, do you know when you're 3-0 up and you think, we've won the game? I'm going to put like this 17-year-old wonder kid on who's got about 6 aggression or 6 knowledge of the game, whatever the stats are.
Clearly, you don't play Football Manager, do you?
I play a lot, mate. I play a lot, believe. So bring Bale on. This is a 1-on-1, and then they score 3-1, and I'm thinking, hold on, 3-2, and I'm starting to think, oh God, they're going to call this back. And then they took the free kick, and I thought, that's it. And then when he hits it, I'm thinking, that's it. And it was a beautiful strike.
What a goal!
Yeah,
That's goal of the season for me.
Yeah, that was a good goal.
Yeah. So is Mourinho? Is he the man?
Of course he is. He's one game, Lee. He's one game.
I know.
I do believe in Mourinho.
I'm throwing it out. Yeah, you believe in Mourinho?
I think Mourinho got this kind of issue. He's had it at Chelsea. He's had it at Man United. He can set very good attacking teams up, but he doesn't seem to be able to set a defensive team up or play for that last bit. They look like they're trying to go on and get that other goal, and the concentration goes. He's done it a couple of times now. He did it at Manchester United. He's now done it at Tottenham. So you need to work on that. If he can work on that, it'll be fine. But it was a good game for the neutral, I've got to admit. Really.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. I mean, to come back from 3-0 down is amazing, isn't it? It is a heck of a feat. Right, we've got. We're going to move. Shall we move on? We've got a couple waiting. Yep, on to the next. Thank you very much, Ben. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Ben, mate. Top man. Apart from the last bit. Get out of here now.
Very well. Thank you.
Cheers, Ben.
Right.
Night, mate.
Good luck next weekend. Right. Okay. So we've now got Luke, Forest fan. So he's been waiting a while. Hello, Luke.
Hello.
Hi, Luke. You're a Nottingham Forest fan?
How had the Houghton era started?
Yes.
How you started?
Yeah, we obviously lost the first 4, and then we beat Blackburn at the weekend. So that was a turn up for the books in Chris Houghton's first game.
Do you think he's going to be the difference?
I think he's already making a massive difference from the previous manager, but I'm not getting too carried away because it is only one game.
Yep, true. You got a question, Ben?
Well, yeah, obviously. Luke, before we get into the questions, normally you know the news about 5 days before everyone else knows. So if I was going to win on Tuesday, win on Sunday, because you know everything, you'll know the results, eh, Luke, mate?
I need help from a coupon.
Good question. I know I was knowledgeable on the Lamucci sacking, but I'm not that knowledgeable.
Yeah, no, but a good win, wasn't it? Was it 1-0 to Forest, or was it 2-1?
No, we won 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0.
We managed to. Yeah, we frustrated them for about 80 minutes, and then Lolly hit one, deflected in. So we got some luck.
And I said to Dora a few weeks ago, that's all you need in football. I said to Lee before, a bit of luck and you win 1-0. But you defended well, and Houghton doesn't play great football, but you'd take winning 1-0 every day of the week, wouldn't you? Instead of going for winning 3-2. Like, I know Lee said he prefers goals, but I'd rather, as a football fan, win 1-0 and keep the back door shut. Are you the same, or would you want to see goals?
I think if you can score more goals in a game to win the game, then that's always a positive. But if it comes down to winning 1-0, not winning at all, then I'll obviously take the 1-0 win.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we'd all agree with that, Luke.
Is this the start of the start of a bit of a rally? Obviously, Matt said a few weeks ago we think the manager is the best thing since sliced bread when he first came into the football club. Do you think this could be a start of a run? You signed Anthony Knockout, who's been with Brighton, a very good piece of business. What's your thoughts on that piece of business, and where do you think you'll finish going up the table now?
So if I take your question in the order you asked them, I think it's too early to say whether it could be the start of a run, but we'll see if there's confidence into the next game, because with Forest, we always win one game and then struggle to back it up in the next game. So we'll have to see if that's changed under Chris Hughton. I think the signing of Anthony Knockaert is a pretty decent signing. We've been signing some pretty decent players, and now we just need to give them time to gel. And I think if they gel and we win quite a few games, I think we could finish playoffs, and even depending on the run, could be in the top 2. But that's a big ask from where we are now.
Turnaround for Forest fans, isn't it? Yeah.
Big ask. And finally, who play tomorrow? What's the score prediction?
We are playing Rotherham, and I'd say I think we'll win 2-0.
2-0. Best of luck, mate. Thank you for coming on. And hope to speak to you next week. Thank you, Luke.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers, Luke.
Right. Right. Okay. Right. Just to let those people know, because there's a few people waiting. We're just letting obviously one at a time, or else it gets a bit of chaos. So next we've got Football Prime Ginger. I think we'll have some Scottish things to say. Good evening.
Hi. My question is,
another one.
Do you think it's safe for to come back?
I can't even hear the question because when the countdown
Who's
team.
playing it?
Sorry, I was just a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. Carry on. I was just carrying my ball.
You are rude, Stevie.
Sorry, Football Prime Junior. Come on, carry on.
Yeah. So, my question is, do you think it's safe to have football fans to come back into stadiums, like 10%, 15%?
Yeah.
In Scotland, or are we talking just in general?
Just in general, just in the UK.
I think you could definitely get away with.
It's definitely no more dangerous than having crowds of people inside pubs.
No.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure the Scottish government rejected Aberdeen's. Aberdeen asked to have 1,000 fans for Aberdeen versus Celtic this weekend, but Scottish government said no.
The thing is, I don't understand. I mean, I can understand in a way that they've done that because obviously COVID cases are now rising. But
yeah,
I mean, Aberdeen have proved their what? I mean, Jason Leach even acknowledged that on Off the Ball, that he said, the test events that we done, they worked. But obviously, I think now it's because the COVID cases rising. It's not because they've got an agenda against Aberdeen or anything.
Yeah.
Have we got a question for him, Ben?
Yeah, a Celtic fan, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the game at the weekend, losing by 0-2.
It was probably the worst Old Firm performance we've had in a long time. It was just absolutely diabolical. The team lineup was it was dreadful. We had no shots on goal. Absolutely shocking.
Gary Neville.
Fraser was saying it was down to some COVID problems, though, weren't you, Fraser? Yeah. It wasn't a full strength Celtic team. Are we right on that? That was the impression I got.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. To be fair, we had I think 4 players out, including Odsonne Edouard, Ryan Christie, But yeah, Rangers have went 4 points clear. But we do have a game in hand. But I think our game in hand. I think it's Aberdeen. I might be wrong, but yeah, if we lose that, then I'd be Neil Lennon out. But
I was about to say,
I think that's a very rash decision if you're saying Neil Lennon out, because I mean, fair enough. Yeah, you're taking your foot off the boil. Like, you know, it would come across that you're taking your foot off the boil for, you know, like something that the club's not achieved in X amount of years. You know, really put the dent in Rangers' confidence. But I don't think I think Celtic will want to create stability within this pandemic, not like uncertainty, like getting rid of Neil Lennon. And I think, you know, any team bringing in a new manager is brave in a situation like this.
But then again, it's like what you said on Gurgley on the live stream. Who do they bring in? Neil Lennon. There isn't someone else to bring in.
But the thing is, if you look at how Celtic have played this season, they've not played as well as say they have in previous years, but they've still been picking up the right results. They're actually into the Europa League group stage as well, so you've got that to look forward to. I would say just see it out till at least January, see how it's going, and then make your decision then, because that's when you can actually sign new players. And I mean, as Fraser said, you can't be rash in these times and think, oh, just because we've lost to Rangers and potentially going to lose another game, that's 2 matches. There is 38.
He's been a great manager, though, hasn't he? For how many seasons has he had Celtic at the top now? How many seasons has he been in charge?
Well, he's been here twice. This is his second season for the second spell, but I think overall he's been here for like 5 seasons, I think.
So has he won the title every season he's been here? Yeah, so
that is true. But this season, like, it's clear that our performances has been probably the worst in quite a few years. For Celtic, obviously, but because crashing out of the Champions League against a team I've never heard of. Yeah.
You're saying Neil Lennon out. He only came back as manager last year for 2019.
But they brought him in on temporary to steady the ship, and then nobody else wanted the job, so they go to Neil Lennon. Do you want this job? And obviously he's going to say aye.
It is that issue. It is that issue where you've got to try and figure it out. But yeah, I still think it'll be rash.
Yeah, I just hope we can win the league, because obviously coming away is as the biggest season, and since we started the run. But yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Football Prime Gin and Jerk. Thank you. We've got more to come on. Next up, thank you.
See you on Golgi stream.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Right. Next on is Huey G. Let's add him into the. Hello, Huey. You waiting a while?
Hello.
Oh, hello. Hello, Huey. Blimey.
Hello.
Can you hear us? No.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't need to have your screen on. You can just come on as a call if you want. If you're struggling, that's it. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better. Right.
Who you support?
Man City.
Man City.
Where's Joe Royal?
Right, the check. 1 minute, we have to do the check. What's your thoughts on Joe Royal?
What?
What's your thoughts on Joe Royal?
Yeah.
Is that
Very
it?
good, man. Very good.
What do you think of him?
Have we got a question for Huey G other than Joe Royal? Obviously, these City fans don't remember Joe Royal.
Obviously, a good win at weekend. What was your thoughts on it?
Do you like artsy fun?
What's he saying?
What?
What did you think of the Man City game, Huey? Have you got an opinion on?
Fan, I don't think.
No.
Yeah,
we seem to have lost you there. Yeah. Okay, bye, Huey. Okay, Hazard, Robbo. Hello, Hazard.
You right, boys?
Yeah, not
We're
bad.
fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I've just got a couple of questions.
Okay. All right.
So obviously Blackpool are an upcoming club. Have you heard about the new up and coming academy player?
What a player, by the way. I know who you're on about. He's going to be some player someday.
Yeah, I love that.
He's
class,
a big number 9. He's a big number 9, Lee. And obviously, he can hold the ball up.
Big
he's
target,
fast,
man.
he's sharp. And one thing he has...
Who is this? Sorry, I couldn't, because he was dealing that much. I couldn't quite tell what he was
You
saying.
know what I think about him? Every time you go near him, you can just smell that success.
Yeah,
Ben, you don't know who it is.
He's a brilliant player.
Is it, by the way, Lee, he's a YouTuber that you did a live stream with a few weeks ago. He's one of the twins.
Oh, that cunt. I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. You told me about him. You told me about him, that was. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Brilliant player, isn't he?
Top baller.
Who are we talking about? CJ, are we talking about here?
Yeah, CJ Hamilton, Lee, yeah.
Oh,
About
yeah.
a YouTuber that you did a 3-hour live stream with, Lee.
Oh, yes, really? I'd love to do a
Costas
3-hour live stream with CJ Hamilton. CJ
Oh
Hamilton.
my God, Lee! We're talking about a YouTuber called Artism, who is brothers of the Fleetwood vlogger who you did a live stream with. Nothing to do with CJ Hamilton.
Yes, now I know who you are. Yeah, sorry, totally blank there on that one. Sorry. Yes, I did a YouTube with you, didn't I? Is that right? I did a live stream.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great player. Great man.
He's not. That's not the Fleetwood vlogger. He's just talking about the Fleetwood vlogger.
Oh, talking about the Fleetwood vlogger. Oh, yes, he was. Sorry, sorry. I wasn't getting it all.
No worries.
Yes, no, he was great, wasn't he, Ben? He was. Yeah, he was wonderful. It was a great 2 hours of my life that I can kind of never get
You go
back.
to college with him.
Yeah, I go to college with him. He's a great player.
Can I just say something before you go?
Yeah, of
Next
course
time
you
you're
can,
near him, just go, and you can just breathe it in.
Yeah, he's brilliant man. Beautiful human being, if you ask me.
Yeah, you need to subscribe to Cos Vlogs instead of Artism. You know,
I'm subscribed, mate. I'm subscribed.
Love it. Get the plug in.
He's subscribed. He's subscribed, Ben. He's
Subscribe to
subscribed.
Doran Tall Irish because he's not here.
Thank you very much for your
boys,
call.
cheers, boys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, boys.
Right. Well, that was the last of our. That was the last. There's nobody else. Wait, if anybody wants to, let me just put the link up again. If anybody else wants to
Just
call
1
in.
minute. Just give us 1 minute. I need to go and get a laptop charger.
A laptop charger. Okay. Yeah. No problem.
So I got a question for everyone.
Yes.
So,
Go on.
Did everyone see the Liverpool game at the weekend and see the ridiculous VAR decision again?
Yes, I was going to talk about this. It's on my list. It was incredible, wasn't it? Was it an elbow? Did they say it was? Was it?
Yeah.
Was it? I mean, they didn't see it in real time, did they? Who flagged it up? Who flagged it?
Wasn't linesman. I think it was one of those ones that just went straight to VAR because they've got to check it all, haven't they? Everything they have to check if it's offside or not, so they had to go check it. So they checked it, and then it's ridiculous how that happened. That should not happen at all. And then got the decision today that they said that Pickford ain't going to get any more. He's not going to get like a red card for the tackle he did on Van Dijk. And that Van Dijk tackle was horrible. Really bad.
Somebody was saying he was defending himself against him now.
What?
Very good.
How can you be defending yourself and then you take his ACL out?
No, it was pretty nasty, wasn't it? It was a pretty nasty one. Right.
Yeah.
We've got Ben's back in. We've got Ben Brown in. He's come back. Let me just bring him back in.
No.
Ben, are you replying to the VAR?
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about.
Yeah. Okay.
If you think about it, why don't every team do this in the Premier League? I know it's not, not really good, but it's kind of a thought of trades. Like, so when you're having a free kick, make sure all the players are offside, and then just 2-foot them, and then you'll get away with it. It's just there should be a decision, or they should be one decision where if it's offside, but they've still made a bad challenge, they should still get a card. Like I can understand sometimes, it's because sometimes it can be a bad way, but then in a good way as well. Because obviously that challenge, but then if it's not like let's say if it was a good challenge, but still was offside, and they give it for some reason, knowing VAR they actually do that, it then just gets, even worse. Yeah.
I think the thing for me with VAR is that they're pulling this thing for Liverpool back, and we're talking like centimetres offside, aren't we? Really, if he was offside, but we're talking centimetres, and those decisions, for as long as football has gone on, people will have been centimetres offside, and goals will have stood, or goals will have been flagged up as offside, and you just took it. But this fact they can bring something back on a centimetre decision, to me just seems too much. It's like it should be just the obvious mistakes. If somebody's a yard offside, they're a yard offside. Everybody can see it, can't they? But these millimeters and centimeters, it's too much for me.
Was this see the Van Dijk tackle? Was that after the offside decision was given?
No, the Van Dijk tackle was in the first half, early doors.
First 15 minutes, yeah. Because Van Dijk actually
that should have been a penalty and a red card.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Because he's offside. So,
No.
all right then. Last minute in the game. I said this to my dad the other day. Last minute in the game. See, if you're winning 1-0 in the 94th minute, make a run, right? If you make that run, you're offside. Get the ball, kick the ball out.
I've brought Mr. Doran.
Right, lads, I'm off.
He's off.
Hello.
Hello, Dor. How are you? We're just discussing VAR.
Rubbish.
What do you think about Liverpool?
Liverpool are rubbish. Don't care about it. Absolutely rubbish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't care. VAR. It was never offside.
No, it wasn't.
Never offside.
No, it was the one where you saw Henderson celebrate it, but then you had the whole thing. It gets to the point where the players can't even celebrate now because they're not sure if it's a goal or not.
Listen,
it's spoiling the game, though, isn't it? Because you can't celebrate a goal. It's like ridiculous. Well, there's nobody there to celebrate a goal, but if there was fans in there, you can't celebrate the goal because you just don't know which way VAR is going to go, do you? It's kind of crazy.
Can we just point out something? Dor, it's nice to have you on the channel. Are you from the Boy in the Striped Pajamas?
What is that kit, Dor? What's that one?
It's the training kit from '94.
Ah, right, okay.
That must be very rare. Did they sell that in the club shop or did you get that off Amazon? Or?
No, I brought it from.
Thanks, thanks Ben Brown. Thank you. I've got somebody else. Wait. All right. Just thank you. Thank you.
I went to the.
Sorry, let me listen to Dor.
When I went to the, when I went to the Vlog Awards last year.
Yeah.
There's a club shop. There's a shop in Manchester that sells retro tops. So I brought it. I don't know what it's called now.
Is it from the museum?
You're on about football shirts?
Yeah. That's where I got it from. It cost me £25. I thought I'd love it, so I brought it, and it was funny because every time I wear it, all the Forest fans say, "Where'd you get that from? Where'd you get that from?" I got it from Manchester.
Yeah,
so, but it is nice. It is nice.
Oh,
so go on.
I'm just going to. I'm going to bring in. It's Ramos here. He's a Blackpool vlogger. Let's just add him into the stream and see. Hello, George. Hello, George.
Hello. Blackpool vlogger in. Get in.
I need some support. This is George. It's Ramos, a Blackpool vlogger. Welcome to the stream. Can we hear you?
Yeah, I love Blackpool with all my heart.
Oh my
CJ Hamilton was a good signing for us.
Who?
CJ Hamilton.
CJ Hamilton. You don't sound like it's Ramos to me. Sounds like somebody messing around. Yeah, CJ Hamilton was a great signing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. Right. We've got Football Prime Ginger wanting to come back in. Maybe he wants to talk also about VAR. We're talking about VAR at the moment. Let's see. Hi, Football Prime Ginger. VAR, your thoughts?
I know. It was just about something else because obviously all of you are actual vloggers, and I'm just asking, do you have any advice for like somebody who's going to be doing match day vlogs for when fans come back.
I couldn't quite catch that.
He wanted advice for doing he basically wanted some advice for doing match day vlogging. So he's saying, what advice would you say to give him?
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Wait, Lee has left the building.
Let's take it off.
Get Matt back. Come on, get Matt back.
I've been told out, so I'm out.
We got excited then. Yeah, he's gone again. There we go.
Right.
Get Matt back in.
Look
Come
at
on,
me.
get Matt
I'm the
back in and
captain
play.
now.
Right. So, you wanting advice for doing match day vlogging when you get back?
Yeah. Yeah.
The best thing is to do. You go enjoy your day. That's the best thing you can do. Go out there.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day. Talk. Interact with football fans.
Yeah.
Be confident, and that's it.
Yeah.
Don't listen to negativity, and that's it. Go enjoy yourself.
Be yourself as well.
Thank
Don't kind of swear or try and be funny and try someone you're not. Just be yourself and.
Yeah.
Swearing's the best part of vlog.
No, but I mean, swearing, yeah, but I don't think it sounds professional. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
But someone,
Look at me, Mr. BBC.
What?
No, I'm kidding on.
There is when you football vlogging. Well, anything you do on YouTube, you're going to get you're going to get the idiots posting in and people telling you out. See, look, I'm getting the abuse here now. You've just.
Oh, it worked last time. You went for 5 minutes.
You've just got to take it. You've just got to take it and ignore it and just carry on. And
Yeah.
right, yeah. So just carry on and keep doing what you're doing, and one day it will, it will.
Thank you.
Okay, cheers. Thank you. We got It's Hoggy coming in. I don't know if these are real or not. We'll bring him in. If they're idiots, we'll kick them out. I don't know who we got right. So It's Hoggy.
Bonjour.
What's this?
Bonjour.
Same one again.
Oh, he's an idiot, is he? Right, okay, right. We don't need it. We don't need him. Right, who we got?
Oh,
Cody Hewitt Gaming. Hello, Cody. Sensible caller or?
Alright, I got. It's about the Merseyside derby. Do you think Liverpool got robbed about that Merseyside derby on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I do hate Liverpool, they did get robbed.
Yeah, in my opinion, right. How on earth, right, can Marnie be onside, but was offside anyway? But he was onside, man. Literally, right? Even that Van Dijk incident, why didn't Pickford get sent off and stuff like that? That was nasty. That was a nasty tackle from Pickford on Van Dijk, by the way.
It's one of those things that I think if it was a Merseyside derby, they tried to give it a bit too much leeway than it needed, kind of thing in that first bit. But that first tackle should be a red card, should be a penalty, and it changes the game. It completely changes the game if that happens. And you just watch that game and you're just like, there's loads of things that could have happened and didn't. That VAR really from how the refs did it.
Even pushed up the whole season.
Well, that's the thing, but they're not gonna take VAR away because they've invested so much money into it. It's that stupid thing. They've put so much money into it. They're not going to get rid of it just for a couple of decisions.
Yeah, but like,
couldn't read that.
I couldn't read it either.
Free loudmouth.
Free. Yeah, no. Sorry about loudmouth, folks. That's my fault.
Yeah, this kid's trying to speak and we're just talking over him.
Do you guys remember the Brighton Man United game like last month?
Yeah.
Not this again.
It just doesn't work. VAR just doesn't work. It's making.
I don't want to talk about VAR because we do it every week and it just.
Yeah.
I get your
I think
question.
we'll all agree that this VAR isn't a perfect system, and the fact that the decisions they're making are causing so much controversy, probably even more controversy than actually without VAR. It was supposed to sort things out, so the decisions were right, but I think they've just gone too far with it. I think it should be for absolute obvious. If there's an absolute obvious, if there's something totally obvious, that everybody can see, and the referees missed it, then yes, fine. But for these finite things, these small margins, it's just wrong.
I have a question for the caller.
Yeah, we got a question, Ben, for Cody.
Is this Cody a big Man City fan, Colin?
But who do you think is going to get top 4 in the league?
Free Joe Royal.
Do you know who Joe Royal is yet?
Joe Royal.
I do know who Roberto Mancini is. Never mind Joe Royal.
I asked you, who do you think is going to win the league, and who do you think is going to get relegated to the Championship?
Which league?
Premier League is on about.
Which one? Premiership.
Yeah,
The Prem.
Premier League, Liverpool.
Just
Liverpool.
idiots.
In fact, could we pull another shock in the cards, like Everton or Villa win it?
Yes, Aston Villa's going to win the league.
You could possibly see Everton, but it all depends what Liverpool now do and how they fix their back four.
Even like City and stuff like that. It depends how Liverpool and City do. And if Everton could keep their form there at the moment.
To be fair, we've not had a 0-0 this season. This could be a really interesting season.
Yeah. And who do you think's gonna go down? Who do you think's gonna go down to the Championship?
Too early.
Fulham.
Yeah.
Fulham, Burnley, West Brom.
Fulham, Burnley, West Brom.
Almost likely.
Burnley have only signed one player, by the way, in 33-year-old Dale Stevens from Brighton.
God, that's, in my opinion, I might agree with you. I think Burnley, West Brom. No, I think Burnley, Sheffield United, and Fulham will go down. In my respect, but I think Sheffield United by 1 point and Burnley, rock bottom of the league.
Sheffield United will get out of it, sadly, and I'm saying that as a Wednesday fan. Wilder will get on playing again and get him out of it. He's a top manager.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones they started badly, but give them, if they go on a run, they'll be up there. And it's like we all said, it's early days on most of the season, so they've got time.
Yeah. So.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you very much. We've got another caller coming in.
Team going.
Thank you, Cody.
Who's the caller, Lee?
Lloyd Patterson sounds better than Big Mike Cox, so I'm going to go for him. So let's see if this one's okay. Hi, Lloyd.
Hello.
Hello.
I am a Chelsea fan.
Chelsea fan. Okay. Yeah. So.
Up the Blues.
It was Claudio Ranieri.
So, my question is to Ben Natman.
Okay.
I want to ask, when are Fleetwood going to finally make a bigger stadium? Because it's awful. The stadium's awful.
No, it's not.
Well, unlike you, we haven't
it's not.
We haven't got a 500 billionaire sugar daddy to come into the club and revamp us from a Sunday League club just in the Premier League. We've had a sugar daddy that's got us up to League One, to be fair. But no, going back to the question seriously, we don't feel it at the moment, so why do we need to upgrade it? That's my saying.
The away end could do with something,
If we ever go to the championship, we might get it done. But at the moment, I don't see any need for it to be done up. It gives us a uniquity, and who cares if opposition fans don't come in? I don't really mind. I want the whole experience for away teams to come to our ground to be as awful as possible when we get the 3 points. But as a fan, I can see what you mean. It's not the greatest of grounds, but unfortunately, we don't have the biggest of grounds.
I think that answered his question there, Ben. I think that's it.
You've slain the beast.
Just slain it.
Mark's still here.
Mark.
Who's still here?
Mark.
No.
Mark.
Mark.
Yep.
How's Newport been doing?
I'm speaking.
How's Newport been doing?
We're going up. We're winning the league.
He just seems to be in some sort of Welsh hole, doesn't he, Mark, at the moment? I can't quite.
Do you know what it reminds me of when we speak to Mark? The replies about 300 years later.
It's like one of those transatlantic calls, isn't it, where you're waiting for it to get all the way to America before he answers. It's very strange. I don't know what's going on with your broadband there, Mark, but it's a
Is that what you used to do in the olden days, Lee?
It's like dial-up again.
It is a bit dial-up-y, yeah.
Wife.
I think it's that dungeon that they've put you in, Mark.
I will
there,
invest in an internet booster.
yeah. Yes, I think you do need to. It's we're just struggling to get you off the time. I do believe that Ben, you were thinking of doing some sort of predictions. Were you, Ben? Should we get on to that?
5 minutes. I've got to go in 5 minutes. Okay, lads.
Okay. Thanks for popping in.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. I can put you on the countdown clock.
Yeah.
Well, if you wanted to do some games, lads, for this weekend, we can all predict our team's result, and then we look back at it next week. If you fancy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on then.
So, Lee, Blackpool have Charlton at home. I've already predicted my scoreline in my latest video. I've gone for a 1-0 Blackpool victory. Charlton are the lowest scorers in the league. Blackpool obviously conceded one of the most goals at home. But I think it's going to be one of those games where the first goal will win it. It's going to be an ugly game. I'm going to go for Blackpool 1-0. What about you, Lee? We'll start off with you.
Well, I keep predicting wins. It doesn't happen. So do I keep jinxing them? That's the question. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Blackpool.
I think what worked for me, I went for 4-1 Hull last weekend after going for a win every week. What happens? Yeah. We win 4-1. So Fleetwood are going to lose 2-1 tomorrow.
Right.
Oh.
Sorry, Accrington are going to win 2-1 tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I mean. Accrington are going to win 2-1 tomorrow.
Okay. Who else is predicting scores? Just me and you, or are we going round?
No. Then Mark, what was your score prediction for Blackpool Charlton?
Blackpool and Charlton will finish 2. Both teams have goals in them, but it'll finish 2-2.
2-2. Okay, draw.
Jake?
I'm going to go 1-1.
Frasquando?
It's not how to pronounce it, but okay, we'll live.
I actually spent 3 hours on trying to work that out.
I think it's very out with my remit, so I will not give a prediction.
Oh,
I'll give a prediction. I reckon. Well, it'll be 1-0 to Charlton.
Thank you.
We won on Saturday against Blackburn. I think.
Not Forest, Blackpool.
Blackpool Charlton.
No, you do.
Oh, okay.
Blackpool Charlton. What's your prediction?
Blackpool will lose 4-0.
4-0 to Charlton. Thanks, Dor.
Who did Newport play?
Mark.
He's just. Can Mark hear us? I don't know. He's really stopped, hasn't he?
He's stuck like in
Let's let him go.
2019.
Should we kick him and then see if we can get him back in?
Yeah.
I think that might be the best thing. I'll kick him out and then he can maybe come back in. So, yep.
So we're going to Sheffield Wednesday. Don't you have Brentford? What's your score? Sheffield Wednesday. I'm going to go for 2 on Wednesday over Brentford.
I've got somebody wanting to ask Ben a question.
Somebody's there. So I've got a caller in. Do you want me to bring him in to the stream? Cameron Rawcliffe.
Go on then.
Cameron.
Hiya, Ben.
Oh.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hello, Cameron.
I've got a bone to pick with you. Basically, I'm gonna need to stop trying to shag my dad.
Who's your dad?
I think you know who he is, Ben.
Right, it's just quality coming, isn't it? Right. I haven't even got the countdown clocks too long for that. Right, so going on to you were going to ask Mark for his score prediction, but we've lost him. So should we ask for Jake for his?
I'm going 2-0 Wednesday versus Brentford, and probably 1-0 at the weekend versus Luton because we've got 2 games this week.
Wow, 2-0 against Brentford. You are playing well. I think I'm going to go for 1-0 to Wednesday against Brentford. That's my prediction.
I'll go 1-0 Wednesday as well.
1-0 Wednesday. Fraser.
I do like Sheffield Wednesday. I do have a soft spot for them, so say 2-0.
Hey.
2-0.
2-1 for me.
2-1.
Door.
1-1. 1-1. Okay.
Fair enough.
Fraser.
The Motherwell play.
Oh, Motherwell.
We play against Ross County on Saturday. I'd like to think we'll sneak a 1-0 victory.
I'll go for 2-1 Motherwell. DC twice.
1-0 Motherwell.
Door.
3-1.
Oh my.
I was going to go for 3-1. I'll have to
3-1.
go. I'm going to go for 2-0 Motherwell. 2-0.
Raz.
Who are you playing?
Ross County.
2-1 Ross County.
Yeah, probably.
Fraser, who have you got this weekend?
Greenock Morton. I would rather you didn't predict this one because usually when people predict Dundee scores, they end up getting beat. So.
Right, we'll move on to Fleetwood if you want. Fleetwood against Accrington. I'm going to go for 2-1 Cods.
1-1. 1-1, I say.
I think this could be a sneaky 1-0 win to the Cods. Actually, fancy him for this one. 1-0.
I go 2-2.
2-2.
So you're getting beat.
You're getting beat. What score,
2-0.
Fraser?
2-0.
2-0.
And I'll go with 0-0.
Oh, not another one.
A 0-0. Moving on to Forest. Who have you got, Ben?
Rotherham.
Rotherham. That should be an easy win for you, I think.
2-0 Forest.
6-0 Forest.
1-0.
I'm going for 2-0 Forest for me.
No, 2-0 Forest. 2-0 Forest. Rotherham, they'll defend it like always. So 2-0 Forest, I think.
1-0 Forest. I think that's unanimous then for you, Ben. You can go and sleep soundly and get off. Forest are going to win by a lot.
Thank you for coming on. Like I said, I've got work again.
No worries, mate.
No worries, mate. Thanks for popping in.
Well, I hope everyone's well and stay safe as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers, Door.
See you later, Door. Subscribe to Door.
Up the Forest.
Up the Forest.
At least he did show his lot under 25 minutes this time.
No, it was good. He popped in as a guest, right? I don't have we got any questions from the chat? Has anybody seen anything you want me to bring up?
Mark said his internet took an L. Damn you, student Wi-Fi. Also, it looks like Jake's Wi-Fi's took an L.
Ah, okay. So we're down to 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Okay, we got.
Can we get into the Mad Lad?
But before we get into the Mad Lad,
the go.
well, Mike's Gaming HD's picked up with some predictions: Fleetwood to win 2-0 and Blackpool to win 2-0.
Ah, yeah, okay, all right. Cheers. Jake's back. We lost him for a moment. He's back. Are you all right, Jake? Did you lose something?
I've decided to pull the internet out.
Oh, you pulled the internet out. Oh God.
No, I didn't. My dog did.
Oh, your dog did.
Yep.
What's your dog called?
Rocky.
Rocky
the German Shepherd Doberman Cross.
Oh, what Mark does his back? Let's have a see if he's got a better.
Oh, Christ.
Nope, it's not working, is it?
Well, he's come as a buffering sign.
Yeah, we got the buffering.
I don't think it can work.
It's whole life's a buffering sign.
Something's happened in Wales. Something's happened in Wales.
It's another earthquake.
It's because we can hear a crackle.
Chris, I have to show respects.
Final 10 minutes, guys. Any questions?
Yeah, last questions for people, if you can.
Stephen Ray said,
please ask a question for you, Ben, actually. Please ask Ben, does he think Harvey Saunders will be at Fleetwood in 4 seasons?
No, he'll be in the championship by then.
What, spring, summer, autumn, winter?
Yeah, he'll be with us next year, but in 4 seasons he won't be.
What do you think of this Harvey Saunders? He seems to get a lot of mentions. Is he class?
Good player, still young, very raw, but will only get better.
Right, there you are. You've heard it. Justice for Loudmouth, the trilogy.
Go on, Stephen.
We've upset him. I've upset him.
Lee,
Yes.
do you want to tell the story why Loudmouth left?
Well, do you want me to go on about it? I'll explain it if you want. We've had a crackle the last few weeks. We've not been able to find it. And Matthew was the last one to join in. And the minute he joined in, there was a crackle. And I just mentioned it. And it upset him. And unfortunately, we've upset him. And
to be fair, there was no crackle.
Wait!
I've upset him. So, and I do apologise if I have. I didn't mean to. And, it's you do deal with these things wrongly, and so I do apologise. I take full
Thanks to Mike's
responsibility.
Gaming HD, he has just jinxed the Motherwell game against Ross County.
Thanks a lot, Michael.
Hold off.
We're going
We've
to
got
get
we've got a Joe Bramble. Should we take him? Should we take another call?
Who is
Dare
it?
we? Joe Bramble.
No.
No.
No, we're not. Why not? We don't. Do we know Joe?
The thing's good name, like Joe Bramble. Oh, yeah. That's a good name, isn't it? Oh, yeah, we got that nickname, hasn't he? It probably has, to be fair.
Joe, we'll give him 2 seconds of fame. Let's have a look. Joe, hello, Joe. Oh my God, no, he's changed his name to something completely different. There we go. Right,
What
he's
is it?
gone.
What's the name?
Changed it to F Me Harder Ben. Was the
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, get Joe Bramble. And he says
So we're just getting idiots in, so we don't need any more idiots joining the call, do we?
No.
It's been a great show. Any final questions before we go?
Nope.
Anything anybody wants to bring up before we go?
He'll be back. He might be back next week, but we don't know.
Yeah.
No, we don't know.
It could only be 2 on next week. We never know. It could be 8 on. We don't know. We take each week when it comes.
Pretty much.
Any questions, guys? Let us know.
Here we are. Well, here we are. A question. Yeah. Thoughts on Blackpool's? What's this? Thoughts on Blackpool's loss against Crewe? We didn't lose. We drew. We could have done better though, Craig. Yeah, we didn't lose. We got a draw. I don't know whether you missed the goal, but yeah, no. My thoughts on it were that we should have won really, and I don't know how we let teams score with just one chance, but we do. Joshua Harrison says, "Will Yeovil get promoted to the Championship this season?"
They're not even in the Football League.
Yeah.
Not much chance then, we reckon, on that one. I'm afraid to say no, they won't get promoted to the Championship this
Dream
season.
Joshua, that would appeal.
The 16th in the National League. There's no chance.
No, they can't.
Let him just have his bet, if he believes that'll happen.
Does anyone fancy Stoke for promotion this year, says Josh?
They're doing well. They've started well. Suit was in the art of the defence, so who knows? Let's see how they go.
Possible,
Yeah.
but Stoke are one of those teams that can sometimes start well and then end badly. So it all depends on what they have in the middle of the season. You still got your parachute payment, so you should be able to pick up some players due to that, but I think they're nearly up to an end, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, good question, though. Very good question.
Gurney's saying this is turning into the in-betweeners. So we have attracted a few Muppets tonight, haven't we, into the call, which but there's not a lot we can do about it. We take you, but obviously if you don't want to talk sensible, we just have to get rid of you. A few Blackpool fans saying Chris.
Who does Gurney support, by the way?
I'm not sure. Is he a Blackpool fan, Gurney? Let us know what his team. I always thought it was Blackpool.
He always speaks sense in the comments, so I was just wondering who he supported.
Yes, he does actually, doesn't he? So he probably doesn't support Blackpool.
I was about to say that myself, but
Christy Donnelly's excited for Woodburn and Dougal. Barnsley fans gutted about him coming.
Yeah, it's a good player, Dougal. Works
Yeah.
hard,
He's got a great haircut.
I just don't see goals coming in your side. Jerry Yates has had more trims and haircut and goals. CJ's very good in front of goal, but can he be the one that gets 20, 30 goals to get you into the playoffs? I think you need a bit more up front. I think you're missing a big lump up front.
We are. Well, we haven't replaced Nangele, have we, at Blackpool? That's the big thing for us. You know, we had a
Theory,
striker.
or Feeney, or Till, or Hennigan.
Oh,
They're
Blackpool
four
and
big
Rangers,
losses.
Gurney is. Gurney is Blackpool and Rangers. There you go.
Top man,
He's the
thank
same
you,
as
mate.
he's the same as Ryan Dunbar.
Sense, no sense, mate. It's what Rangers.
Right. I think that's it, folks. I think we've kind of more or less exhausted every avenue.
Yep.
Thank you very much for tuning in to us, and
see you in the next one.
See you in the next one,
guys.
See you later.
So hopefully your teams all do well, and we will see you in the next show. Thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this on the replay, then thanks for joining in later. Thank you. Thanks everyone.
Thanks, guys.